It's a big moment for students in Oregon's largest school district. For the first time in nearly 18 months, they were back today in class for full-time in-person learning at Portland Public Schools. We went out to Kellogg Middle School today for this first day of class. Many students were very excited to get back. There are changes this year there. Students, for example, will be eating lunch outdoors so they can spread out more. Students will also have to wear masks as well as be 3 feet apart when possible.
As more kids go back to school in person, school districts are discovering some bumps in the road, particularly when it comes to transportation.
That's right. Fox 12's Simon Gutierrez joins us live in Northeast Portland with why some school districts are having issues both with buses and parents dropping their kids off.
Yeah, there have been issues across the metro area. Districts say part of it is just the normal working out of the kinks at the beginning of a school year, but there are other factors at play too, like a national shortage of bus drivers.
I just had a kindergarten.
As kids around the Portland area climb back onto school buses, many are finding themselves crowded in, often shoulder to shoulder with classmates.
This year we are working with a very limited number of drivers. So our flexibility, we have the buses, we just don't have the drivers. And so we're limited on the routes and the stops that we can do.
In Lake Oswego, parents have reported both long waits at bus stops and long lines of traffic when dropping students off themselves.
We've actually just been parking close by and walking because the school pickup line via cars is so long, and otherwise I'd have to come here probably 20 minutes early to be first in line.
Some students have bus rides as long as 45 minutes, and some have arrived late to school. In some cases, drivers have had their buses fill up before finishing their route.
Dispatch will send out another bus once that bus is done with their route to pick up the rest of the students. So it does keep the numbers where they need to be on the bus, but it does significantly delay the route.
While most students on buses aren't able to keep distance from their classmates, masks are required at all times. Dr. Malika Little, a pediatrician at Randall Children's Hospital, says cramped buses can still be safe for kids.
I like to think about what we've learned about places like airplanes, right? So air circulation in airplanes is exceptional. And so even though you're sitting right next to someone within that 6 feet window, if you keep a mask on and we can keep that air circulation maximized, we've done a very good job at preventing lots of outbreak and lots of acquisition.
As for getting to and from school, the district says more students walking or biking would ease some of the stress on its strained transportation system and ease congestion around schools. At the same time, they expect the issues with the bus routes to eventually be ironed out.
We're relearning routines and just ask for people's grace and flexibility as we get everything up and running.
Last spring, the district asked entire busloads of students to quarantine after a single positive COVID-19 test on board that bus. This year, they're doing things a little bit differently. They'll be asking students sitting within 6 feet of a positive test to quarantine, and they'll be checking bus logs and bus cameras to identify those students. Reporting live in Northeast Portland, Simon Gutierrez, Fox 12 Oregon.